Hey guys, how in the world are you doing?
I'm great. I can't answer for them, but I'm great.
It's been a while since we've gotten to get a camera in front of us and address all of you guys specifically. So, hi, good to see you again. We're doing this video because there's a lot of things that have been changing at Covenant, which you guys have probably noticed. We have changed our content around a little bit. We've got a lot of things that are kind of shifting. We've got the unboxings that have been paused. And a lot of people have been noticing that, which is awesome. Glad you guys are paying attention. But we wanted to let you guys know what's going on, what's up with us. Sometimes when you get super busy, it's hard to remember to kind of keep people in the know, and that's what we want to do. So we're shooting this quick video, and then we're going to get right back to work on some awesome stuff that we're going to talk about. First being really, foundational, giant, basically a massive foundational undertaking to change and solidify everything that we're doing
pretty
here at
much
the company.
From top to bottom.
Yes.
The whole, I guess, Covenant experience radically better and changed and updated and fixed from the basement up.
Yes, from the basement up.
from the basement.
That includes, we've got our new retail store. That's been we announced it to our locals a while back, and we've kind of talked about it a little bit, but we're moving to a new retail store that is way better, way bigger. It has way more of what we need from it, and it's going to make the experience of retail monumentally improved. And we're super close to moving right now. So the pistons are firing on getting all the branding stuff done, getting all the signs and banners and everything that we need to open that new store is happening. And so that's taken up a ton of time. But since one of the biggest things that we think the industry needs, is a revitalized local retail experience, we really wanted to take the time and the energy to do it right. And that meant, of course, that time and energy had to come from other places. And the video content and the unboxings is one place where that came from. So that's the first thing. The second thing, which
there's more.
Most of you guys are more probably affected by, is the new website, which has been in the pipeline for a very long time, from designs to concepts to designs to redesigns to coding and recoding and those kinds of things.
Turns out that's a large project.
It's a big undertaking, and for those of you familiar with our website, not only in its current state, which is always really troubling for us to look at.
It's so bad.
We understand how bad it is. But there's a lot of pieces to that website. There's the store section. There's, of course, we've got the blogs and users and all this kind of thing. So managing all of that has been an interesting and, I guess, rewarding challenge.
Yeah, because ultimately, that. The same with the store move. Why we're moving stores to a bigger, better place. Website too is our whole goal is to make the experience of gaming better. That's the whole point. Is to make it as good as possible, and the website could be so much bizarrely better. So we're really excited about that, and that's been a huge project, a lot of time and energy spent there.
Yeah, so a big foundational thing there on the web and here locally on the retail store. And we've got a lot of other things too that are kind of in the periphery of those two things.
Luminous.
There's a lot of rebranding stuff going on. We're getting our act together internally and establishing a lot of important things that we found out that we need at this point, a lot of standards and things like that. So we're humming right along, and it has been a completely wild, probably past really 6 months to a year almost, of getting ready for these two massive things. And so we're, I guess, ultimately sorry that the channel has to suffer a little bit for us to do this right, but we feel like it's too important to not do right.
Well, and I think a lot of the things that we're learning that we need to do or that need updated, that need fixed, are because of the success we've had and the support we've had from everybody watching and from all of our customers and all of our fans.
Incredible.
We have an infrastructure built, and then we start adding games like Netrunner and X-Wing and all the games that have come out since then, and it's just not built to handle what is currently going on right now. So we're trying to establish a very strong foundation so that we can grow for years and years to come, and we couldn't have done any of it without your support and your viewers and your purchases and everything, all that. So I just want to say thanks for that.
Yeah.
But that's the cause of it, right? It's we have to really reconsider how everything is set up from the get-go when this level of things started happening.
And at this point, we're in a position now where we can really, I guess, adequately manifest a lot of the vision that we had at the very beginning of what is Covenant here for, what is Gaming Reborn, how can we make this better for everyone. And, we had a long conversation kind of relating to that on the way to Worlds this year. I guess last year, technically, 2014.
Yeah.
And, of course, you're in a car with people, friends, coworkers. I guess we're all those things at this point. You have a lot to talk about because it's really just a, 8 to 10 hour
drive straight north.
Drive, talk, and if you don't talk, then, well, nobody's really having a good time. So we may as well talk. We're in a car for 10 hours. And we had a lot of conversations about videos and content and what we could do and what we should be providing and those kinds of things. And unboxings were, kind of put into question as far as, is this the most rewarding, positive, engaging type of content that we can produce with the talent that we have and the time that we have? And one of the things that we really found out was that when the first unboxing video, which is hilarious.
You should watch it.
Yeah, it was shot on like an iPhone, and
no, it was a flip cam, man. That's pre-iPhone. Right. It was so bad.
And it was just like these initial impressions, and Jonathan's always really, really offended that I made it onto the
And if you really want to know what offends John, go to YouTube and search for Steven Speaks. He's behind the camera freaking out right now. Just find the Steven Speaks videos. So anyways, good times. Good times.
We were talking about, is this the best thing that we could be doing with our time and energy? And there's a lot of things relating to that. One of which is we really are all about getting new players involved in tabletop gaming. New players, especially people that have never even seen tabletop gaming as a genre before. They don't even know what tabletop gaming is. They might even not have played like Monopoly or something growing up, right? These are people that have no idea what gaming is when we talk about it. When I say Gaming Reborn, they're like, what are you talking about?
Monopoly.
Those people aren't really served by us talking about 20 cards from a pack that they don't even know about. You know what I mean? So we feel like we can kind of adjust our content to bring so many more people into the entire genre of tabletop gaming. And what that does for everybody is it makes all of the local communities stronger. It makes the worldwide community stronger. It makes tabletop gaming as a genre stronger. And we start to really be able to realize the vision that we have, which is, I can talk about tabletop gaming to people that I normally wouldn't be able to talk to them about because they know what I'm talking about finally. It's like, if you look at it in the very basic sense of like World Series of Poker, right? Like a lot of people got involved in poker all of a sudden, and it's like, oh, you play Hold'em, I play Hold'em, and now we can have like an experience together. And we don't want to do exactly that, but it's that kind of bringing that more into the mainstream that we can do, whether that's through like tutorials, like you guys have probably seen our Star Wars tutorial, which was a very beginner level into that, but it's done so much for that game, we feel like, to get people involved and get people interested. And the amount of that kind of content that we can produce, as well as like some more interesting weekly content or monthly content, is what we're really putting our nose to right now, really grinding that out. And we're figuring it out, and it's great. Fight Night was kind of an experiment in some of the new thinking on what we can actually do.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really good example of, on that drive, we were having a lot of conversations about what we're doing, why we're doing it, how it relates to what we're trying to accomplish. And, at a very simple level, we even just unboxing or a new thing comes out, how could we do that better? And Fight Night was our first, I guess, experiment into that direction. Yeah. And we got so much positive feedback from that. Like, appreciate all the comments and the tweets and the Facebooks and the likes and all that stuff. But it's really interesting when you start having 7, 8, 9, 10 packs a month coming out with previews for all these games, and we're doing all these unboxings. And when you start realizing how much energy is going into doing unboxings, and then you ask, what could we do? What else could we do with the same amount of energy? And ultimately, going into Worlds 2014, it was really interesting because we had kind of landed on the conclusion that we think we could do things that are better for these communities, better for these games, better for gaming in general, with the same energy and the same resources. Yeah. And then we kind of got dropped with a bomb at Worlds a little bit. Fantasy Flight, which is a lot of the games that we carry, announced rotation for a lot of their games, which means now these packs that we're unboxing, not only do the values of certain cards change as new stuff comes out, but also at some point this pack isn't even going to be legal anymore. So the What Lies Ahead unboxing for Netrunner at some point isn't even going to be.
It's not even relevant.
A video that's a thing. So
that's currently in Fantasy Flight's line of LCGs, but you have to imagine that if you're going to have a sustainable model that has monthly releases like Fantasy Flight, other companies are probably going to follow suit in some way or another. Like, you'll get a game like Doomtown. Like, we don't know if it's going to rotate or something, but inevitably cards have to drop out of the card pool or be dealt with at some moment, and that's going to make all these past unboxings just way less valuable. So there's just a lot of things going on. We have those foundational improvements that are happening. So time, more than anything, is just really going into that right now, and you guys will see the fruits of that very, very shortly. Could not be more excited about all of that that's happening. And then also just on a philosophical level, unboxings, not to say that we're not going to unbox things, but that the way that we've currently done it, the way that we've set up, it just wasn't sustainable for us, and it wasn't as valuable for us as it should have been given the time we were spending on it. So we're changing things, we're moving, we're always asking questions and always trying to give you guys the best that we can possibly offer, and that's why we're here. So
yeah, and I'm really excited to get these big projects launched and for everyone to see these things we've been spending 6, 12, 18 months on. And you know, we have a lot of conversations going about the kind of content we want to make, what we want to do with that same energy. And you know, you mentioned tutorials, and we've mentioned things like Fight Night, but there's a lot in store. We're super excited, super just ready to roll.
A lot of energy, a lot of potential energy.
And so once these kind of huge projects are done, we can start doing other huge projects that are a little more content related. But I'm excited to get to that point.
Absolutely, yeah. So thank you guys infinitely, always. We can't say it enough. And thanks for sticking with us through this time when we are just plugging away behind the scenes and you guys don't get to see that. But it is absolutely happening, and we're thrilled to do this for you and to present it to you eventually. So we'll be here, and we thank you guys for all your support. Take care.